Now on Good Morning El Paso, a family is forced to evacuate their home early this morning after a fire. The latest details coming up in a live report.
El Paso police are investigating what led to a shooting last night.
And our Storm Track weather team has issued a first alert for your Thursday. How strong will the wind get this afternoon?
And ABC7's complete coverage of the EPIC cheating scandal continues. We break it down for you and have the latest developments.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
A very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's check in with Crystal right now and get a look at our forecast.
Yes, and under that first alert already, Crystal.
That is right. We put out that ABC7 first alert because we are looking at winds stronger today than they were yesterday. We got a bit of a break yesterday. Today is more reminiscent of your Monday, Tuesday with the possibility of blowing dust. In fact, right now there's a blowing dust advisory that's in place as we start your early afternoon 2 to 9 p.m. So that includes right on into your early evening hours this Thursday. The potential for dusty weather in both El Paso and Doña Ana County, as well as over parts of Otero County. That's the heads up for you. Today, winds stronger than yesterday. As for your temperatures this morning, they're not bad. 60 at St. Pius School, 65 Travis Elementary, and 60 at Rosa Galero Elementary School. In the upper 50s, Clint Junior High School. And today, still warm. By tomorrow, a cold front affects us. Temperatures will drop. We'll look at all of those changes, and in just about 5 minutes we're going to talk more about today specifically and those winds.
All right, thanks Crystal, but first we begin with round-the-clock coverage. A house fire on the east side, the 11,800 block of Stone Castle to be exact. ABC7's Denise Olivas is live right now from that scene with more. Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. We can tell you the scene has already been cleared out. The last of the investigators left about 15 minutes ago. But now that the sun's starting to come up, we can get a better look at some of the damage caused by the fire that started in the backyard. We're going to give you a closer look. We know that the home started in the backyard and started to spread to the neighboring backyard, but firefighters managed to stop that. It appears that a shed was slightly damaged as that fire started to spread. Crews arrived at about 1:40 this morning, just minutes after the fire was reported. Now let's get to the video new this morning shot by our round-the-clock photographer. We know 10 fire units were called out to help him put out the flames. The fire department even mentioning via Twitter that they were attacking the flames at that time. Nearby residents had to be evacuated, including the family of 5 that lived inside the home. I spoke to them earlier this morning, and they said that they were asleep, didn't even notice that the fire had started in the backyard until firefighters came knocking at their door. Again, an incident commander tells us that they managed to keep those flames from spreading and from even reaching either one of the homes. We do know that no injuries were reported, and the residents were just minutes ago, or a little earlier this morning, were able to go back into their home. Back out here live, the scene again cleared up, and firefighters still trying to look into, or investigators still trying to determine what exactly caused it. For now, we're live in East El Paso. Denise Olivas, ABC7.
All right, thank you so much, Denise. Also from our round-the-clock news team, one person is in the hospital after a shooting last night. It happened in the Vista Village apartments near Motwood and Cumbre Negra in East El Paso. Witnesses on the scene tell our round-the-clock crew police arrested someone as that person tried to drive away. The victim was taken to the University Medical Center with serious injuries.
And now to ABC7's complete coverage of the EPISD cheating scandal. Years after the arrest of former Superintendent Dr. Lorenzo Garcia, 5 more current and former administrators now face criminal charges related to the cheating scandal. ABC7 was the only TV station there with cameras rolling when Dr. Damon Murphy, former EPISD Associate Superintendent, and 4 others were taken to the El Paso County Jail. Now Murphy faces 3 charges: conspiracy to defraud the U.S., mail fraud, and mail fraud aiding and abetting. Next, John Tanner, former principal of Austin High, he faces 4 charges: conspiracy to defraud the U.S., mail fraud aiding and abetting, and conspiracy to retaliate against a witness. Mark Tegmeyer, a former assistant principal at Austin High, facing the same 4 charges as Tanner. He currently works for the Clint School District as an administrator there. Another former Austin assistant principal, Nancy Love, is facing 2 charges: conspiracy to retaliate against a witness and false declaration before a grand jury. Love still works for EPISD as an assistant principal at Jefferson Silva Health Magnet. And finally, there's Diane Thomas. She too was an assistant principal at Austin. She is charged with conspiracy to retaliate against a witness. Thomas was fired from the district in 2014.
And Hillary, the arrests are the latest development in an investigation 6 years in the making. ABC7's Bob Harp puts it all into perspective.
The investigation into EPISD started with a hunch from former Senator Elliot Shapley, who in 2010 accused the district of cheating.
Garcia is teaching the town to cheat, not compete.
At the start, it seemed no one would listen.
And it was very difficult to make things happen. I went to Jaime Esparza, he didn't do anything. I went to the TEA, they didn't do anything. I finally went to Barack Obama and wrote him a letter. And it took that letter and the Department of Justice getting involved, which got the FBI involved, which made everything happen.
Lorenzo Garcia was arrested by the FBI in 2011. The next year, he would plead guilty. EPISD commissioned an $800,000 report to investigate how deep the cheating scheme went. The conclusion, the district was run by a, quote, criminal for 5 years.
And at this point, we're just looking forward to move forward.
The state removed the trustees who failed to have proper oversight on Garcia and appointed a board of managers to rebuild EPISD. They hired a new superintendent, and in 2015, power returned to newly elected trustees, now in charge of healing the betrayal.
That's the heart of the story. When you take away an education, you've taken away the heart of the future for a kid. You can't do anything worse in a community than take away the education of your students.
If you would like to see a detailed timeline of events, all you have to do is go to KVIA.com right now, and in our top story section, you'll see EPISD cheating scandal timeline. Bob Harp, ABC7.
And now at 6:07, let's check in with Crystal, weather and traffic on the 7s.
Yes, and Crystal under that first alert.
That's right. It is 6:07. We are under your ABC7 first alert because we've seen some back and forth this week. Very high winds we saw Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday we had a break, but we will not repeat Wednesday today. Instead, we're going back to that Monday, Tuesday feel, meaning these winds will be picking up. What we're looking at right now is 8-mile-per-hour winds in El Paso, 12 at the Pass, and 13 Alamogordo. Las Cruces with wind speed of just 7 miles per hour. Later today, we'll go from breezy to windy weather. Here's the details on your hourly windcast. Gusts peaking at 20 miles per hour through this morning, then up to 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts through midday. That's not too rough, but as we move late day into the early evening, gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour possible during this time slot. Also the possibility of some blowing dust. In fact, we just saw that advisory is in effect through 9 o'clock tonight. So coming up in a few minutes, we will be talking more about today's winds, plus how that looks as we move into your weekend. It's just under 10 minutes away.
Dust advisory, yuck. Let's talk about something a little more pleasant, the commute, because look at this, nice and clear out there, Loop 375 at Pebble Hills. No problems to tell you about. We've been monitoring traffic throughout the borderland, and it is looking good. We do have a traffic alert to pass along right now. Franklin Avenue closed to all eastbound traffic from El Paso Street to Oregon Street. Oregon Street has been reduced to 1 lane in each direction at Franklin, and that's at the same time. If you usually use Franklin, you should probably consider using Missouri Avenue as an alternate route over there. And this closure is for the streetcar project, expected to last about 4 weeks, Steph.
All right, thanks, Hillary. And we have much more to come here on Good Morning El Paso.
For president, one of the most solemn choices you make is the choice of selecting a vice presidential candidate.
GOP candidate Ted Cruz has made another bold move in his campaign as he names a running mate for vice president. Plus, a police officer saves a man on a busy highway. We'll show you exactly what happened. It is 6:09, and this is ABC 7, where news comes first.
IBSD. You know the symptoms when they start. Abdominal pain, diarrhea. Xifaxan can help. Prescription Xifaxan is a 2-week treatment that can provide you with 6 to 24 weeks of relief from your IBSD symptoms. Specifically, relief from diarrhea and abdominal pain associated with IBSD. Do not use Xifaxan if you have a history of sensitivity to rifaximin, rifamycin antibiotic agents, or any components of Xifaxan. Tell your doctor right away if your diarrhea worsens while taking Xifaxan, as this may be a sign of a serious or even fatal condition. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease or are taking other medications, because these may increase the amount of Xifaxan in your body. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, plan on becoming pregnant, or are nursing. The most common side effects are nausea and an increase in liver enzymes.
If you think you have IBS with diarrhea, talk to your doctor about Xifaxan.
Whether it's rainy, whether it's sunny, whether it's windy and dusty, your weather is right here. The ABC7 Storm Track Weather app. Live interactive radar, weather alerts, current conditions, and more on your smartphone or tablet. Search KVIA in the App Store and Google Play.
Money Talks is sponsored by First Light Federal Credit Union.
I call this East meets East Coast, meets Moroccan Bazaar, meets Tropical Glam, meets Backyard Book Club with the girls.
Come find your style. Right now, all pillows are on sale at Pier 1 Imports.
This is it. This is Viva Nissan's last chance to reach their goal and become the #1 Nissan dealer in West Texas and southern New Mexico. They are behind. Therefore, Viva Nissan